So this is my 2006 BMW 530 diesel, it's an E60, and the latest thing it's decided to throw its crumb into my face over is that the boot catchers are stuck open. So this would normally go down with the tab on here, pressing down into here. That will pull that down, and then this little locking lever comes over, and that's what your cable pulls. There's one over there, there's one over there. Both are stuck open at the minute. If we trace the cables back, they come to this little linking box. So there's three cables. There's two going to the lock on the other side of the bonnet, and then there's the one that goes back down here through the car's sort of main bulkhead firewall. And in here, and what's happening with mine is if I just unclip this from here, it seems to be stuck, pulled open. So the normal operation would be that you pull it forward, and that goes down and locks that latch into place, and then when you pull on the lever through your car bonnet, that pulls the top arm back and it releases the latch. So, like I say, mine's always stuck open at the minute. I suspect something's snapped off. Something's either catching the cable or what have you, but come down in here. The lever's just got tons of play in it. So I'm going to try and sort this out. I believe you've got to take this trim off, which I think just pulls up. There's 1, 2, 3 or 4 little sort of push plugs in here. Then the underside of the steering column trim just needs to come out. There's 4 screws in here, and then you can start tackling this. So if I get that far, we'll start again. So yeah, that's just 4 of these little push plugs, so they're just held in by a push down there. So that just goes on there like that. So you just need to get your hand in under here, get your fingers, I've just got my fingers in under the trim here, just give it a good pull up, and then one unclips, and then you can just pop the others off and they come off. These come out and just slide in here, so if you've got one stuck in there, sorry, like that, and just pull it out with a little puller, and they just slide back in. These grooves on here, so you just line them up, slide them up. Right, so we're into removing this piece of trim under here. You've got some screws, got a screw up there, a couple of screws up here, another screw over there, and then there's one hidden behind here. I'll show you how to get to that in a second. And then just when you're taking it out, there's just 2 push-in clips here, and then your fabric for the steering wheel sort of covering just clips into some brackets on here, so just go careful when you're taking this out. Yeah, to get this out, you just need to get your fingers into this bit of carpet and just push it back. So you're pushing that bit backwards like that, so that's where we are in the car. It's just to hold in on some clips, so if you push it back like that, then it should just come away. And that's just held in with some of these clips, so they're what you're just pushing backwards to release. And then you can get at this last bolt, and then this should just slide out, so I'll get that out. And then when you're dropping this down, just be careful, because you've got well, I've got a speaker wire here that's going in, so it's just getting all of the red cable, pulling that up. I should get that out of the way. But yeah, these are the 2 clips on either side of the column, and then you've got a couple of little clips here that those bits of trim just pull away from. That's when you're taking that out. So we're on to removing that. There's just the Phillips screwdriver in the middle of the lever. So when you're taking that out, the lever just pops straight off, and then there's another little screw in here. You take that off and then just wiggle it and jiggle it. It looks like you push it down and pull it away, because there's a little cut piece in here. The ODBC's actually bolted onto the boot release bracket, so you don't have to worry about pulling that away. The only thing you've got to worry about is this boot release button. Just make sure that you unplug that cable, don't just yank it straight out and yank the cable with it. And the offending article can now be seen in that this is the other end of the release cable, and you can see that this plastic bit, why they make this out of plastic, I've got no idea, but that appears to have sheared off the boot retractor. So I think we're in for, we might be able to get away with not doing the cable, I don't know, But see, the cable's always been stiff, so it must have been catching on something. But yeah, I'll at least need a new one of these. So, just been speaking with a lovely man at Sandals BMW, and it's going to be part number 25 here that you can see that we want, and that's only about £9. The handle itself, actually 29 there, is even more expensive than the main bracket, oddly enough. So he's going to order one of them, and we'll see how we crack on. So I'm just going to unscrew the ODBC port. Just be careful of that while I'm playing around with that. You don't want to mess that up. And then just undo these other screws that are at the back of the bolt here. That I can't see. Yeah, there's another one back there behind the ODBC port. So once that's out of the way, we should be able to get this bracket off and get the new one on. So that's the bracket out of the way. Do seem to go into these little, where are they? Sort of expanding screws, and I did order the guy. I thought he said he was going to give me 3, but he's only given me 1. But as it turns out, I didn't actually need those, but they're only 39p each. But they were just what the screws go into for that. And you can see the bonnet release cable goes in behind the carpet. And then if you were putting in a new cable, you just need to follow that up behind there, which will go to that rubber grommet somewhere in the mess there. Can't really get it in focus. Yeah, it's going behind the wiring over there. As it happens though, when I'm pulling on the cable at this end, everything's kind of free, so I think I can get away without doing that. So I'm just going to fit the new one of these and see how we get on. Hopefully I won't snap the new one. Okay, so got this back on. Just a moment of truth. Oh, that's much easier and a lovely sound. So just got to put all this back on, which is just the reverse of taking it off. So don't know if this has helped anybody, but hopefully it has.